Who was the #1 inspirational figure in your life to get you to this stage, nominated for the Hall of Fame?
I would say my mom, you know, for having me. Definitely.
Let's look all the way back. Young AI, who got you into the game of basketball from a grassroots level?
You know what? I hated basketball.
Wait a minute. AI hated basketball?
Yeah, I thought it was soft. You know what I mean? I was always a football player, and one day my mom said, "You going to basketball practice?" And I was like, "I ain't playing basketball. You know, basketball is soft." You know what I mean? And I mean, it took everything to get me out of that crib.
Allen was probably one of the best football players that I ever seen play.
Iverson is just so quick that he will score.
The dream was to someday win the Heisman Trophy, win a national championship, and possibly get a chance to play in the NFL. It was never about basketball.
I think my mom, man, if she didn't tell me that I was going to basketball practice that day, I would never play.
Why did she say basketball, yeah? Why, you know what I mean? What was her reasoning of saying you playing basketball?
I don't know, it might have been that season and getting me out of the house and to do something positive.
He actually played in the Boo Williams AAU program. I told Boo, I said, "Boo, it's gonna be a time where you're just gonna have to, you know, stop playing this basketball because you gotta get ready for the NFL." And Boo looked me in the eye and he said, "Mo, I'm gonna tell you something. This kid has a future in basketball." I used to instill in him, you know, you have such a love for sports, you have such a love for the game. If your dream is to someday play professionally, you're gonna have to get this education thing in place because it was a great imbalance. This guy hated school. This guy did not want to go to school, man.
You know, you talk about guys who grew up in rough environments or poor environments. I mean, you know, Iverson ticked every one of those boxes. He had a teenage mom. He grew up in a horribly poor area of Virginia, you know? Like, he had to fight back against that just to become the athlete he was in basketball and football.
The chances of him not being able to succeed and falling through the cracks were becoming more and more greater as the years and the days went on.
His senior year, he gets arrested in this bowling alley incident that's been, you know, talked about a lot. You know, gets indicted on like an anti-lynching statute. You know, so something completely backwards.
You know, he goes to a bowling alley with a bunch of people and a fight breaks out and he's the one guy out of everybody that gets sent to jail.
You know, all these schools that were pursuing him basically drop out. And Georgetown remains the one, and John Thompson remains the guy to say, like, hey, you know, I'm still behind you.
Allen was with me at Georgetown. The whole time he was at Georgetown, not one time did he ever come to me and mention his incarceration and say that those people had done him wrong, and they did.
Georgetown. Where did Georgetown, and why Georgetown over the others?
They gave me a chance. You know what I mean? Like, I had the greatest coach in the world. You know what I mean? The greatest inspiration for me was that guy. Like, he cared about me. It wasn't just about basketball. You know what I mean? Like, he cared about me as a person, and he saved my life. You know what I mean? Because I had no options. You know, I was recruited by everybody in the whole country. Mm-hmm. And then once the incident happened, it was over. You know, nobody, no more letters, no more nothing. You know what I mean? And my mom went out there and pleaded to him and asked him to save my life, and that's what he did.
I can't tell you most of the things she said to me, other than the fact that she said it emotionally and with a lot of compassion and love for him. But the one thing that she said to me that hit home was that if you don't take my son, they'll kill him.
What was about John Thompson, how he prepared you as a man?
Listen, my name was... To him, my name was MF. You know what I mean? Like, it was tough love, man. But it was real. It was so real. You know what I mean? Like, he cared about us. You know what I mean? It's not just, you know, it go far and beyond basketball. You know, and he cares so much about his players and care about our lives after basketball. And he was so monumental and so great to me in my life, because I think about when I'm ready to make a mistake, I think about what he would say. You know what I mean? When I'm in the process of doing that. You know what I mean? So he was way more than a coach. He taught me how to play. You know what I mean? On that level, he taught me how to play, but he prepared me for being a man.
The biggest thing that I had to make my mind up to is that he had just come out of prison and been incarcerated. In order to take Allen, it wasn't just the perception of his going to prison, it's his style of play. I had to realize that I couldn't incarcerate him also. And I had to make some adjustments because of his talent.
Young fella. You've got to watch him. He's got very good foot speed. You see, that's Allen Iverson trying to go up and get it.
He's the toughest guy, pound for pound, that I've ever seen play basketball. He had a heart bigger than his body.
Did he take advantage of it? Yes, he took advantage of it and became one of the best damn players to ever play in that league. And I feel honored that I had an opportunity to coach him.
To see him on the court, and under someone like a John Thompson, a tough, powerful guy, and to give him a full reign and let him play like that and sparkle the crowds, that's what we needed here in Philadelphia. That's what I know I needed to turn this franchise around.
I mean, I don't know everything about the NBA, but I feel as long as I have these people here at Georgetown, my family and friends, along with Coach Thompson and Miss Felon, then I think I can go a long way. I think I can be successful.